That's good? Okay. All right, Grace, now that we're done with all the DMV paperwork, I have a few things that I want to cover with you. First thing is going to be what Boyd Honda is going to be responsible for during the ownership of the vehicle, what the manufacturer is going to be responsible for, what the lender is going to be responsible for, and also what you're going to be responsible for while you're on this vehicle. First, Boyd Honda, what we're responsible for is making sure that we deliver you a good working vehicle. It's brand new, right? Making sure that the paint's good, making sure that the car's nice and clean, and that everything operates on the vehicle correctly. And then, of course, after that, we're here to help service the vehicle, maintain it, and repair any breakdowns, okay? Next would be what the lender's responsible for. They're responsible for making sure that you have a repayment process to where you can repay or they can lend you the money and then you can repay it back at your convenience, okay? So every month you're gonna have a payment. Next is gonna be the manufacturer. Have they gone over the manufacturer's warranty with you out front?
They told me I got a 3-year 36.
Okay. Well, actually what you have is a 2-part warranty. The first part is going to be 3 years, 36,000 miles, like you said. But that's going to be a limited manufacturer's warranty. So they're going to fix any breakdown or any repair that needs to be made to the vehicle, except they're not going to cover any maintenance or any wear and tear items. That's going to be your responsibility. Next, you have, or the second part of this warranty is the 5 years 60, and that's the powertrain. So that's going to be engine, transmission, and driveline, all internally lubricated items, okay? Now what that's not going to cover is any electrical portion that would cause check engine light or the vehicle to break down on you. As long as it's internally lubricated, it would be covered, okay? And then, of course, what you're going to be responsible for is after that 3 or 36,000, the manufacturer releases the liability to you and make sure that you fix the vehicle and maintain the vehicle, okay? The manufacturer does a study, it's called a frequency of repair. They say there's 3 phases of ownership. Your first phase is the adjustment phase. Pretty much if anything were to go wrong with the vehicle, just bring it back to us. You hear any pops, rattles, or squeaks, and we'll go ahead and take care of it for you. Then you're gonna enter into your second phase, which is what we like to call the gas and go phase. It's pretty much the honeymoon and boning in the vehicle. If anything were to go wrong, the manufacturer is gonna take care of it. Then you're going to enter into your third and final phase, which is the longest phase that we have. That's what we like to call the repair phase. Breakdowns will occur and they can be very expensive for you. And based on the amount of miles that you drive, you said that you drive about 15,000 miles a year. So right here, right after 2 years, that's when your manufacturer's limited warranty will go ahead and fall off. And then at 4 years, that's where the powertrain warranty or the 5 years 60 would fall off. Let me ask you a question. If I gave you the choice of where you wanted your coverage, would you do it here when the miles are low, here as miles get high, or give yourself seamless protection that whichever period of ownership?
Well, I'd like to have it covered as long as I have a payment.
Okay, well, we can do that. So we actually have some benefits packages that we went ahead and picked out for you. I put all your information into the computer and this is what they gave back to us. So we're gonna recommend a 10-year, 150,000 mile exclusionary coverage, and that's through Easy Care. And that's gonna cover you for longer than what you have the loan for. Okay, sounds pretty good, right?
Yeah.
For the next 10 years. So that's going to cover any mechanical breakdowns, any electrical failures. It's going to give you roadside assistance for that whole time. There's also some benefits. You don't have the folder here. It has trip interruption. So if you're to break down more than 100 miles away from home, they're going to cover the hotel, a rental car, and also your food, right? And then they're going to make sure that your vehicle is going to be repaired. The next thing, or the next benefit that's open to you is gap insurance. If you were to suffer a total loss situation and they were to basically say that you can't have that vehicle anymore and you owe more than what the insurance is going to pay, there's that gap, right? So that's why we call it gap insurance, but you'd be responsible for that. But we're going to go ahead and take care of that for you so you don't have to worry about it, okay? The next one is the maintenance. So for the next 5 years, 60,000 miles, or every 5,000 miles, or every 6 months, you can come back here and we're going to change your oil, and we're also going to go ahead and rotate your tires for you, okay? And then we're going to do some inspections and make sure that your vehicle is good to go. The next would be the paint protection, okay? So right now, the manufacturer is responsible for making sure that we deliver a perfect car on the outside, perfect car on the inside. And for that first 3 years, 36, they're going to cover the paint from the inside. So basically, if the vehicle were to rust from the inside out, they would cover that. But what they're not going to cover is any environmental fallout. So any bird bombs, bug guts, that leaf stains, or any tree sap, or any road salt, paint that you pick up from the road. They're not going to cover that. You'd be responsible for that. Also on the interior, right here, so we talked about all the environmental fallout, any kind of rips, tears, or burns, or any kind of stains, anything that were to get on the interior of the vehicle, whether it be the dashboard, the carpets, the seats, or even the headliner, and even your sun visors, we're going to go ahead and cover that for you, okay? And that, and that comes also with a 7-year unlimited mile warranty for that duration of that time, and then we can go ahead and take care of that for you. Or if you're out of town, you can go ahead and contact ECP and they'll take care of it for you there, okay? Next would be the Select 6, so that's right here. So this is going to include road hazard, cosmetic wheel repair, key replacement, and paintless dent repair, and then also windshield repair and roadside assistance. Now this is for the next 5 years and it's unlimited miles, okay? And let me go ahead and break these down a little bit more. If you were to get a nail in the tire, and let's say they deemed it that it's not safe to drive on, we go ahead and replace that tire. Even if you hit a pothole and it bends the rim and blows out the tire, all four, doesn't matter, it's an unlimited benefit, and we're gonna replace those for you, okay? Also, if you were to curb the wheel, so if you're pulling into a driveway and you scrape that wheel across there, we're gonna go ahead and make sure that we get that fixed for you, okay? Also with your keys, if you were to lose the keys or damage the keys or even wash them in a washer and they don't work anymore, we're gonna go ahead and replace those for you and make sure that they get programmed as well. If you were to lose the keys, we're gonna replace that key and also up to $200 worth of keys that you have on that key ring. Sounds pretty good, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Next would be paintless dent repair. What's really great about this is it's not only the vertical panels, it's also the horizontal. So it's not going to cover from like any hail damage, but if anything were to fall on the top and basically make a 4-inch size dent without breaking the paint, they would make sure that they're going to go ahead and pop that out for you. Now they will come to your work or come to your home and make sure that they fix that, okay? Next is going to be the windshield repair. So if you ever get a chip in it and before it can turn into a big crack, we're going to go ahead and make sure that we seal that up. But if you get that big crack, that's when you would go to your insurance, okay? And of course, the roadside assistance, you're going to have the service contract, so you don't have to worry about that, but it is there, okay? Next is going to be the credit, life, and disability. So basically the way that this works is if you were to unfortunately lose your life, we would make this become an asset and not a liability, okay? Your family wouldn't have to worry about anything except for getting a check and paying the vehicle off. Next would be for the disability. So if you were to get sick and the doctor said, hey, you got to stay out of work for the next 6 months, we would make that payment for you, okay? And that way you wouldn't have to worry about that, because that short-term and long-term disability that you got, you need to put it towards other bills and let us worry about the car payment. But once they say that you can go back to work, that's when that benefit stops, okay? So now that we got your car covered, we got your loan covered, and we got you covered, all I need you to do is go ahead and accept this note right here and give me a signature. Go ahead and object.
So I like this. Can I do it without the ECP?
You can. Let me ask you a quick question. How come you don't want to go with that?
Well, I don't have any kids or anything like that to worry about.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not worried about the interior because I don't have kids or anything riding in the car with me.
Okay, so just so we're clear, no animals, you don't ever put anything inside the vehicle?
Well, I take my dogs to the vet.
Okay, so it would actually cover against anything that were to happen due to the dogs. So let's say if they scratched the door panel, we would cover that. If they unfortunately urinated or vomited in the vehicle, which we know animals can do, we would try to clean it, make sure that it's good and that there's no smell. But if it actually damages the fabric, whether it be the leather or the vinyl or the carpet, then we would replace that if we couldn't get it out. So the whole interior of the vehicle would be covered. Also, let me go ahead and point this out, and I'm sorry I didn't point this out before. There's a lot of value to this. So what happens is once we go ahead and purchase this, we will report it to Carfax, okay? So that means that it's on your vehicle. Also, if you were to get in an accident, let's say a fender bender, we would actually go ahead and reapply back to the vehicle, make sure that that panel that was repainted is covered as well. So now what this does is when you go ahead and trade in your vehicle, if you were, because you said you're gonna drive till the wheels fall off, they'll pull the Carfax and they'll see that you do have that protective coating and that they know that that interior is under warranty. So if there is a problem with it, they can go ahead and make a claim, get it repaired, and that way you can get the full intended value of your vehicle. Sounds pretty good, right?
That does, especially with my dogs.
Right. So I just go ahead and sign right there. All right, turn it off now.